Excellent. Well, my name is Grgurich. Thanks for being here. I've got one foot in the technology world. I own a creative office space, foundry co-working on the other side of downtown. And then I also have one foot in the political world, because when I was a senior at Drake, I got elected to Norwalk City Council and filled out a term there. So it's this weird dichotomy with the political world that's not very tech savvy, to be honest, and then the technology world, people doing amazing things on the other hand. So with that in mind, I decided to present today about how real-time information and technology is changing political campaigning. And you couldn't escape in the media for the last few months how technology is doing amazing things across the world and disrupting governments. And really, I think the underlying theme is that the power now, instead of being concentrated in a select group of decision makers and people that are making decisions and policy for large amounts of people, it's really shifting down to individuals that can make a difference. And so in this country, we're very fortunate to have a stable government and regular elections. And I think it's going to have, technology is going to have a huge, huge effect on political campaigns going forward. There's really three main ways and three main differences I think you're going to see going forward with political campaigns and technology. The first being micro-targeted messaging. When you're on Facebook, when you're on Google and you're doing Google search results, everything is targeted toward you based on your browsing habits and other information that you've supplied, right? Campaigns are finally going to start catching up to where instead of trying to broadcast the shotgun approach with lots of information to everybody about why they should be elected, they're going to be able to take all that information that you supplied or people have crawled around the web and found about you and actually micro-target messages about you so that me, someone maybe a young person that isn't so concerned about Social Security, I'm going to hear more about things like net neutrality and student loan reform and things like that. So I think you're going to see that to be a huge, huge difference going forward. If anybody's gotten robocalls where you just pick up the phone and it's an automated message, I hate to say it, those probably aren't going to go away, but they just might be targeted more toward what you're interested in. The second main thing I think for political campaigns and how technology is going to be changing them is an increased sense of accountability. Politicians can't just get up at campaign events or some speeches anymore and make claims to one small group and then act completely different. I mean, they can, but all of us, many of us have high definition video camcorders in our pocket. We are tweeting things as we speak. It's a lot harder for people to act one way and do something. Man, I thought the mic was
not even have to be wearing it.
Yeah, I guess that. Is that like the hook? Or no. But yeah, so no longer can people say one thing, do another, because you're going to remember and you're going to have documented proof that this politician made this promise or said this thing. And so it could go one way where campaigns and politics then are, people are going to be more authentic and say things that they actually mean, or on the other hand, it might lock people into their beliefs a little more. But either way, we have these accountability measures, so now we are all, in a way, political watchdogs for those candidates to actually live up to the promises they're having, or force them to explain why, given all these electronic channels and technology, why they're doing something different. And then the third, and I think probably the most fun way that technology is going to be changing campaigns is so we live in a 140-character world, and campaigns are still trying to get people to come in and make phone calls to people, for those people that might still have landlines. They're trying to get them to come in and make phone calls for 5 hours at a time. And even for the most politically engaged person, it's pretty tough to carve out time in your schedule to go do something like that. But the nice thing about the real-time web and new data or new web technologies is that you can share things on Facebook, you can tweet things. You no longer have to be spamming people and calling people and things like that. So as someone that wants to help a candidate or work toward a cause that you believe in, there are a whole host of new tools that you can use, whether Facebook, Twitter, but also micro donations. MoveOn.org has shown the power of micro donations. And then also things like decentralized events, whether they're organized through Facebook events or Eventbrite. You don't have to have these large, huge rallies, but it's broken down and the individual can just get a handful of their friends together and actually make a difference. And so it's easy to be cynical about things, but I really think that going forward, the overarching theme is that this technology is really taking the power away from a select kingmaker, like it's been for the last few centuries, where someone, with the concentrated power and donations are really having an inordinate amount of effect. I think really technology is breaking that power down to all of us, and so I would encourage you to go out and support people, candidates, and causes that you believe in, and use technology to do that, because it's definitely coming down the road. Thanks.